Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to explain the chapter Deep Water. Some of the paragraphs I have already explained. So next paragraphs I am going to explain now. You please see what happens when William Douglas was tossed into the water. So the condition of the narrator inside the water is completely pathetic and it is unexpressible. You cannot express that what kind of feeling he was having, because he himself said that those who are in under such a situation, okay, any point of time, they only might understand my grievances, my problem and my plight. Now see the lines. I went down endlessly. This was the case when he was tossed into the water. He was moving down, and his expression and experience is telling him that he was moving down and down. It was endlessly. I opened my eyes, nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one could not see through. The narrator is telling that I was inside the water and I could see nothing but only water all around him. And then sheer stark terror seized me, terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control, terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. Means he is telling that I was clutched into the hands of a terror that I can only understand. And the second, those who can understand who are in the same situation. There is a idiom like similar to this, that only wearer knows where the shoe pinches. Means those who have encountered, those who have faced, those who were put into such a pathetic situation and condition, they can only understand the extreme pathetic condition of the narrator. He is telling that I was totally terrorized, and that terror I am unable to explain. And I can remind you that only those who are in such a condition, they can only understand my plight. So he is the narrator himself is unable to explain his terror, his fear. He was totally uh, fear stricken. He was totally terrorized. He was totally in grip of terror and fear. I was shrieking underwater. As I said, that there is no medium uh, in water, so you cannot talk, you cannot shriek, you cannot do any kind of uh, communication there. So he was shrieking, shouting, crying. I was paralyzed underwater, and this was the physical movements. He was unable to command his hands and legs, stiff, rigid with fear. This shows that he was totally in clutch of the fear. Means no parts of his body was responding. Even the screams in my throat were frozen, and even he could not, speak. It's the condition of the narrator is just like a nightmare. Those you have seen extremely bad nightmare, that someone is staging to kill them, and they are unable to wake up, they are unable to run fast. So such a condition is there with the narrator. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. Means the heart beating and the thinking of my mind was just telling me that I was alive there, I am not dead yet. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. And in the mid time, okay, of this terror, a reason means an opinion came in my mind. And what was the opinion? I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. Once again the strategy, once again the planning, once again the thought hit in his mind that I am moving down, and once I will touch the feet, I will muster my courage and jump up. At last I felt the tiles under me. My toes reached out as if to grab them. I jumped with everything I had, with all his might and strength, but the jump made no difference. As he was telling that I was totally paralyzed, I was unable to command my hands and legs. So he tried to jump with his all might, but that jump did not make any difference. Means the jump was not productive. Nothing happened. He was still in no problem. The water was still around me. The water was still around me refers to that his whole body was paralyzed and everything was placid and having no motion at all inside and around him. I looked for ropes, a kind of help he was looking for, okay. Ladders, water wings, nothing but water. Means he was searching for some hope, he was searching for some help, he was searching for some, um, cooperation or any kind of things he was looking for there, but he was not getting anything inside the water. A mass of yellow water held me. A stark terror took an even deeper hold on me. Means he was totally clutched in the terror like a great charge of electricity. See the condition he is telling that as if my body movement was totally terrorized, as if it has uh, due to electric shock, okay, a man's body has been shocked, he is no more alive, no movement is there, like this kind of condition he is trying to just expand. I shook and trembled with fright, and he was totally frightened. Means he had seen the death there, okay, and he was watching death alive there. My arms would not move, my legs would not move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. Means he was shrieking, shouting, and calling for help, but nothing, and nobody was there to help him and come out of the terror. And then a strategy there was a light. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. At least my eyes were, my nose was almost out too. Then I started down a third time. This was the third time his strategy is planning. I sucked for air and got water. Means he inside the water he was just inhaling and taking breathing. So in place of air he just uh, um, drank water. I sucked for air and got water. The yellowish light was going out, then all effort ceased. The yellowish light means the now he was going to be fainted inside the water, and now he is no longer able to see anything around him. And all the efforts were going to be ceased. Means now there was no efforts, okay, no movements in his body. I relaxed, even my legs felt limp means now no movement was there, completely silent and numb. And a blackness swept over my brain, and now I could see only darkness. It wiped out fear, it wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It was quiet and peaceful. And finally, what happened? Everything was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice to be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. Too tired to jump. It is nice to be carried gently, to float along in a space. Actually, he was taken. Someone has jumped inside the water, and the narrator was saved, and he could feel a little bit sense of relax and quietness, okay, and he was just watching nothing but darkness all around him, but he was feeling a tender arms that has lifted him from the water and just carrying him at the safe place. Tender arms around me, tender arms like mothers, Now I must go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion, and the curtain of life fell. I crossed to oblivion means he has reached at the gate of death, and he had seen that he is going to die, but from the death door he was saved. So that is the near about death experience. The narrator wanted us to just see the expression curtain of life fell. Near about death experience means you are totally terrorized. You are totally terrorized, and it appears that you are going to be killed, but you are narrowly saved there. So that is the curtain of life fell, almost near death. The next I remember, I was lying on my stomach beside the pool, vomiting. This is the function going on there. And after inside the water thought, he just could not remember anything. But when he came into his conscience, he came to know that he was vomiting water by the side of the pool, and I was lying uh, on my stomach. The chap means the boy who threw me in was saying, but I was only fooling, means it was a kind of joke. It was not intentionally done to hurt the child. Means he was giving explanation about his action and activity that cause panic, terror for the narrator. Someone said the kid nearly died. Means if we were not here, okay, no, and not going to save him, he was nearly dead. Be all right now, okay. Let's carry him to the locker room. This was the place, okay, where the days are changed and children see just two things. Several hours later, I walked home. I was weak and trembling. This is the condition after the vomiting of the water that he has sucked inside the pool. He was walking home, and he was trembling. He was frightened. I shook and cried when I lay on my bed. I could not eat that night, and because of terror, he was unable to eat anything on that very night. For days, a haunting fear was in my heart, and that terror has seized him for a long time. And if everything happens in his house or around anything, okay, that terrorized him completely. The slightest exertion upset me, making me wobbly in the knees and sick to my stomach. Means if anything happens in darkness or in my presence, anything, any kind of exertion, any kind of movement, any kind of things that shook me completely, frightened me completely. I never went back to the pool, and after that, he stopped learning swimming. I feared water. I avoided fear of water here, hydrophobia. I avoided it whenever I could. A few years later, when I came to know the water of the cascades, I wanted to get into them. Cascades, some small lakes, as I told you in the introduction, just like Ganges in our case. And whenever I did, whether I was wading the Titan or bumping river or bathing in warm lake of the goat rocks, now see they were living in the area that they cannot just separate themselves from the water body. Think about the case those who are living by the side of Hajipur and some area where the floating of Ganga is there. So every year they will have to face the consequences of the flood. So if they are frightened with water, they will not be able to just survive and live there happily and peacefully. Same case is here with him. The narrator is telling that when after that incident, whenever he was going for fishing or any activity near the water body, he was frightened because of that incident. So these are the small lakes in American state where the narrator was living. Whether I was wading the Titan, or bumping river or bathing in warm lake of the good rocks, the terror that had seized me in the pool would come back. Here means actually in summer, or might be just like in the water park in Patna. Those who have experienced the terror of water in river Gange, and once again they are moving in water park and just bathing, once again they will not be able to enjoy their life. This kind of uh, experience the narrator is going to share with us. He is telling that I could not enjoy anything because of the terror of water, because of the hydrophobia, and these are the things he was doing. The terror that had seized me in the pool would come back. It would take possession of my completely. My legs would become paralyzed. Icy horror would grab my heart. Means this was the case. He was unable to enjoy any kind of activity from the water body. It was a swimming or just fishing or wading or any kind of things or boating. This handicap stayed with me as the years rolled by. Means it stayed for a long time in canoes. Canoes is a small boat on many lakes fishing for landlocked salmon. This was his trip, okay, for fishing, bass fishing in New Hampshire, trout fishing on the deserts, and Metolius in Oregon, fishing for salmons on the Columbia at Bumping Lake in the Cascade. Means this was his trip. Okay, once they are going for a holiday with his friends and family, and he was trying for fishing. These are the name of the fishes. Okay, and they are available in different lakes. So he is giving all the references of his experience once he was on a trip, once he was in holiday, and he was unable to even enjoy that because of the terror, because of the incident, because of because of the horrified experience he had about water. Wherever I went, the haunting fear of the water followed me. It ruined my fishing trips. The trip was totally ruined, totally destroyed, it totally terrorized. He was unable to just enjoy that. Deprived me of the joy of canoeing, boating, and swimming. These all things were paralyzed. These all things were terrorized. Means he was unable to enjoy any kind of movement, okay, related to water body. Nothing, because of the terror, because of the water phobia, hydrophobia. I used every way I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. This is the lesson we will have to learn, that whatever weaknesses we have, whatever drawbacks we will have, okay, we can only understand, we can only find out, and then we should try our best to just remove it, delete it, okay, relate it from our personality, from our life. This is the things I am telling you here to write. In debate competition, you will have to write how can you change your personality. Your personality changing is not like that. If you are okay and you want to be like that, you will have to change according to the class, according to the age, according to the situation, according to the society, according to the competition in the society. So whatever you are, you will be changing, through the passage of the time. So whatever thinking route right now you are having, whatever working nature you are having right now, how can you bring some more refinement in it? How can you modify it in a better way? Okay, how can you develop yourself in a very competitive uh, personality? So these things you will have to explain, what can bring more changes, okay, in your life, to be a better man, to be a better human being, to be a better or a successful human being. So you'll have to write in question number first like this, okay. I knew to overcome this fear, but it held me firmly in its grip. Finally, one October, I decided to get an instructor and learn to swim. After these three, four more paragraphs are there, I will just explain in next class. So now it was the firm determination, okay. It was the firm decision taken by the nature that to finally I decided to just hire an instructor and learn swimming. This was his determination. Determination comes with age. Determination comes with experience. Determinations and devotion comes with the uh, when you start realizing your responsibility. If you are not realizing your responsibility, no determination will come in your personality. You will think that yes, I am okay, I am fine. You start comparing yourself with the weak people, and that's why you think that you are better, you are smart, you are just better than everyone. You, if you want to improve yourself, if you want to refine yourself, you will have to channelize yourself with the successful people, okay, better than you. Those who are from the commerce background, those who are from the arts background, those who are from the science background, they will have to find out that what are the jobs, what are the opportunities, what are the goals they can fix in their life from the stream that they have opted. And accordingly, they should find out who are the successful people, okay, in the same area, in the same stream, so that they could, so that you could compare yourself with the successful people and just read about them, okay, about their lifestyle, about their way of learning, about way of achieving. And after learning all these experiences, just try to understand your own weaknesses, just try to understand your own likes and dislikes and your strength as well, and try yourself to refine yourself in more better way, okay. So these were the things I want you to write in question number first. In question number second, I have given you write a speech on the topic, what is your aim of life? Yes, aim of life you will have to write. What why I have given you means you just according to the stream, you should decide. If you cannot finalize, you decide what you want to do after 12th, or what is your planning from the stream that you have opted. So you just write down your planning and what are the things you can do in order to achieve the aim. So you will do this, okay. I don't know how this happens, okay. In last class I was unable to send the video clip, but I converted the video clip into uploaded it on my YouTube channel, and then created YouTube channel and uploaded there, and then finally I shared. And I have received some of the homework I have received, although I have not checked, okay, of this assignment, assignment number 15 I think, but I have received some of the assignments, okay. So I will see that how you have done. And if any one of you think that I was unable to just watch the video clip, I will send you once again if there is any problem in that. So thank you very much, all the best, god bless you all.